Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be doing Emerson's 1 month update. So this is Emerson Elizabeth. She was born on January 18th on her due date at 8:27 p.m. and she weighed 8 pounds 8 ounces. And she is a perfect little baby girl, aren't you? She's a perfect, precious little princess. I know I'm biased, but I think she's pretty perfect. And she was born with a head full of hair. As you can tell, it is insanely long and insanely thick. Right now she is eating, so I apologize for the noise, but you know, babies, what are you gonna do, right? So she went home at 8 pounds 4 ounces from the hospital. At her 2-week checkup, she was still 8 pounds 4 ounces. So we actually had to go back for a weight check at 3 weeks old. And at 3 weeks old, she finally got back up to her birth weight of 8 pounds 8 ounces. So that was really good. She is eating about 3.5 ounces every 3 to 4 hours. I'd say it's more so every 3 hours. But yeah, she's a very good eater. She took the bottle great right from the start. I am formula feeding. I'm not breastfeeding. And yeah, she's doing really great with it. She has been having some gas issues, so we actually just started these little gas drops today. If that doesn't work, we're going to try some gripe water too. But other than that, she's been doing really good with eating. She is still in newborn clothes and newborn size diapers, but I think we're about to size up to 0 to 3 month clothes here. Her sleepers are getting a little too tight. Like size-wise, weight-wise, she still fits in newborn really well, but length-wise, it's getting a little bit snug. She can't extend her legs all the way, so I think it's about time to switch to 0 to 3 month size. So she was a little bit jaundiced in the hospital. She was a little bit yellow. I can't remember what her bilirubin levels were, to be honest with you, but they were elevated slightly, but not enough for them to be super concerned or like to use the light or anything. So we left the hospital on a Monday. And that Tuesday, we actually called the on-call pediatrician because that evening she was really, really yellow. Like the whites of her eyes were extremely yellow. So they actually said that they weren't super concerned because she was eating and like urinating and pooping enough. And also she said that the jaundice will be the worst from head to toe. So if their eyes and the skin on their face looks really yellow, but their body and their feet aren't yellow, then they aren't super concerned. We went in the next day anyway for her 2-day little checkup, and she was fine. She said her bilirubin levels were a little bit high, but nothing super concerning. Once she started pooping more often, then she said her levels should drop, her bilirubin levels. And by her 2-week checkup, she was totally fine. No more yellowing of the eyes or anything. She looked perfectly fine. Your coloring was perfect, right? So just a little bit of jaundice at the beginning. So following the eating schedule, she is waking in the middle of the night every 3 to 4 hours. Like I said, I'd probably say more towards 3 hours, but she's a very good sleeper. Typically she'll be up around dinner time until like 8:30 or 9, and then she'll pass out, and then she'll wake up about every 3 hours. And she's typically good about going right back to sleep. Sometimes not. Like last night she was up for like an hour and a half. But for the most part, she's pretty good about just eating and going right back to sleep. Maybe she'll fuss a little bit, but not terrible, which for a newborn is not bad. It is hard to get that broken sleep, to be honest. Like I forgot how draining that is, even if you're getting 8 hours, but it's broken up into like 2-hour chunks. It's really draining, so we are super exhausted over here, but she is doing really well for only being 4 weeks old. She is not in her crib yet, and the only reason that is the way that it is, I guess, is because our master bedroom is actually downstairs and the kids' rooms are upstairs. So with Bowden, we put him in his crib right away from the first night, but that is because we were all on the same floor. So our bedroom was literally like 3 steps away from his. So I felt comfortable with that. But with her, I really wanted her downstairs with us. So she is actually in a pack and play in our living room. So she shares a wall with us. So she's literally right in the next room. So I feel comfortable with that. But she technically is not sleeping in her crib yet, which is totally fine. I probably will not transfer her up here until she sleeps through the night pretty consistently for multiple reasons. A, because I don't want Bowden waking up multiple times in the middle of the night with her crying. B, I really don't want to have to go up and down the stairs a million times. And C, I just really want to wait until she's a little bit older and I feel a bit more comfortable being a little bit further away from her. So as far as sleep goes, she's having a hard time napping in the middle of the day. And granted, I know obviously newborns are not going to be on a schedule of any type, but she really doesn't nap during the day for very long stretches. I'd say anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes. And I think the main reason why she does not nap for long stretches during the day is because we have a lot of noise going on in this house. As you can hear, I have my toddler right next to me munching on Cheetos very loudly. So I'm sorry for that, but he is just super, super loud. We also have 2 dogs that are constantly barking at every little noise. So I think she just has a really hard time sleeping because she constantly gets woken up. So in the car though, she is doing amazing. She typically just sleeps in the car, but even if she's awake, she usually just like staring out the window or just kind of hanging out. So knock on wood, she has been so good in the car. Bowden was terrible in the car when he was a baby, like to the point where he would scream every time we were in the car. The entire time he would scream so hard that he would like start choking and vomiting, and it was horrible. We would like try and avoid car rides as much as we could. We would never want to go anywhere, especially if I was alone. And if I did have to go somewhere, it usually would end up with me crying as well because I felt horrible and it was just like a traumatizing experience. So thank God so far she has been an angel in the car. I really, really hope it stays that way because we deserve one kid to be good in the car, right? After what we endured with Bowden, we deserve a good car rider. She's also really good with baths. She loves the bath. She is super calm when she gets in the bath. She doesn't really like beforehand or after, like when she's naked and cold, obviously, but during the bath, she loves it. She also takes the passy really, really well. We gave her the passy from day 1 in the hospital since I'm not breastfeeding, and she took it like a champ. She likes the Soothy passies, like the green circle ones. We tried a couple other pacifiers with her and she didn't really take to them well, but the Soothies she does like. She is extremely strong ever since like day 1. We've been doing tummy time and she can lift her head up and turn her head left to right, and she could do that by 1 week old. If we lift her up to our chest, she's constantly pulling her head up and kind of like moving around and flopping around, so you have to actually be really careful with her. And also she is already rolling onto her side, obviously not from like back to front, but she rolls over about halfway. So I think she's going to be an early roller. I guess we don't know for sure, but she is insanely strong. It's crazy. So that's pretty much everything I guess that I can think of with her. Postpartum wise, I kind of want to go over that in this video as well, just because I don't have enough like information to kind of go over in my own video just for postpartum, so I'm just going to kind of throw it in here. So yeah, this time I am struggling a lot. I don't think it's postpartum depression. I think it's mainly just because of all of the issues that I've been having with my uterus rupture and bladder rupture, all the physical things that I'm dealing with from that, also trying to heal from my stitches, and having my catheter like constantly rubbing my stitches is very physically painful. But it's mainly the emotions that are tied with it all. I think it's just hard. I mean, it's the middle of winter right now. I live in Illinois. It's cold, it's dreary, it's not fun. And it's really hard for me to go out places because of my catheter and all the issues that I'm experiencing. So we've just been stuck in the house a lot and it's depressing. Like I just want to go out and sit outside or go for a walk or just like feel the sunshine on my skin. So I think that's just really not helping the situation, to be honest. My anxiety this time around has not been as bad. It's still there for sure. But with her, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel more confident as a mom this time around. Last time, obviously, it was my first baby. And I was just constantly worried, is he not breathing? Is he is he this, is he that, is he too hot, is he too cold? Like I was just always so on edge, and this time I feel much more confident in myself. I feel like I know what I'm doing. Not saying I'm an expert by any means, but I just feel better about, I don't know, I just feel like I know what I'm doing and it's fine. So thank God my anxiety has not been as strong this time around. Weight wise, so when I went in to give birth, I believe I was 171 or 172 pounds. So I gained 32 pounds this pregnancy. And now at 4 weeks postpartum, I am 149 pounds. I started my pregnancy off at 140 pounds, so I still have about 9 pounds to lose. But I'm really not that concerned about it. Last time, I believe it took me about 7 weeks to fully lose all of the baby weight with Bowden. But this time around, even last time I wasn't concerned, but this time around I'm even more not concerned because I don't know. Like I can't work out until 6 weeks, and even at 6 weeks, that will be the week before I go in for surgery, and then I will be recovering from a surgery. So at this point, I'm sure I probably won't be down to my pre-pregnancy weight at 7 weeks postpartum. I know I'm going to be pumped with a ton of fluids and have a lot of swelling and stuff from my surgery. And like I said, I'm just not concerned about that right now. My concern is kind of repairing everything internally and healing and recovering from that, and also trying to make sure that my mental health is being taken care of during all of this. So yeah, once I'm completely healed and spring comes around, summer comes around, and hopefully this all will be put behind us, then I will work on, you know, my diet and exercise and trying to physically get back to a good, healthy place. But right now, that is the least of my concerns. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it postpartum wise. I haven't noticed my hair like falling out really that much, although I always have fallout because my hair is super thick. I do remember with Bowden, my hair would fall out like in chunks, like it was a lot. So I'm not really having postpartum hair loss at this point. I am having hot flashes, like insane hot flashes, where literally every night I will wake up like drenched in sweat, which is kind of crazy. I don't remember that happening last time. So that's definitely been a big symptom of mine. I really hope that goes away because it's extremely annoying. I'm showering like every day because I feel disgusting because it's like not a little bit of sweat. Like I usually get sweaty in my sleep. So I have to sleep with a fan on, but this is like a whole nother level. Like I am soaked when I wake up, and it's insane. I don't know why, but then at the same time, when I wake up, I feel cold. Like I feel cold and clammy, but I'm sweaty. So it doesn't make any sense. Also, my milk came in, I believe it was after my surgery, so I want to say it was maybe 7 days after giving birth. And now finally at 4 weeks, I'm pretty sure my milk is pretty much gone. Like I said, I'm not breastfeeding since I'm not really sure why. But I will say that when she does cry, or like when she's really obviously like close to my chest, sometimes I'm still leaking milk. It's usually only on one side, like either my left or my right. It's not both, but I am still leaking some milk. I haven't really felt anything like leaking the past few days, so I think my milk is probably pretty much gone at this point. But thankfully, when my milk came in, I never had any insane amount of pain. The first time I didn't have it either, and I thought it was probably just because I was on so much medication last time for my C-section that was why I didn't feel the pain. But this time around, I didn't either. I didn't have like horrible engorgement or anything like that this time, so I'm super grateful for that as well. Oh. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that that's about it for her 1 month update and for my postpartum update. We'll keep updating you guys soon, right? We'll probably do a 2 month update, and then I will, ooh, that's a big burp. And in that video, I'll update you guys obviously at my how I'm doing 8 weeks postpartum. But I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Say bye.
Bye.
See you next time.